Hi, my name is Kyra Bouldin, and for my persuasive speech, I will be talking about the issue regarding Black children in a fatherless home growing up in America. So, I would like to start off with addressing that an American consensus in demographics from Go Beyond Biz data said that over 67% of Black children in America under the age of 18 were living in fatherless homes. And their stats also provided that across decades in the US, starting from the 60s, which was roughly about 47%, and then there was a short decline, but then it has been above 45% since then, since the 70s. So it has continued to increase, and it went up to 50% and 53% the following decades. And then it has become more and more socially acceptable for this to be a normal, which is not to think at all. So I would also like to address the decline in religion over this time as well, which may seem a little bit out there, but it is really important when you're considering why it's socially acceptable or not for this pattern to continue occurring. So in a similar time frame that they progress at, religion declines as the stats of Black children increases. And I was not personally raised religious myself, but there are a lot of principles in religion, like waiting until marriage to have sex, or staying with one partner, or a lot of concepts around contraception as well. So, dating back with religion and women working in career fields, once wars were going on and everything, then it became more important for women to find other jobs outside of just churches and monastery positions. And so once they started needing to bring money for themselves and their family, then it wasn't as shamed upon or looked down on, and they didn't feel as much guilt to leave or come back to the church to find other work. And so immediately this removal from guilt made it so that other clouds of principles didn't seem as overbearing or strict. So this kind of slowly peeled away at the female end of this kind of concept to become more normal. And obviously it was why bars became so popular after work, was because men at the time were stopping somewhere after work and getting a quick drink with their friends and everything. So once women came into the picture, then obviously there's a lot more room for crossing over with other partners after work or with husbands away at war. It's just a given that loyalty isn't everyone's main focus. And family sizes also decreased greatly, and there weren't as many teachers to enforce the policies of sexual education and just general education and knowledge that would prevent you from making improper decisions. And it's also been proven that around 96% of the US population that is religious is white. And that makes it a lot more difficult for Black communities and any diverse community to feel like they really have a place joining in immediately and feeling that they are truly accepted. So it just kind of reinstills the pattern that they wouldn't have any more knowledge of this going on. And aside from that, professor from Harvard, who graduated from Berkeley, did various studies on why having parents who are working stable jobs is a positive influence on a growing kid, and even just a kid who's observing this from a best friend's parents has proven that it yields similar results for having a higher income later on in life. So just being able to create a stable foundation for children to grow up in would be great for the entire country and for just developing minds in general. Aside from the fact that growing up with a father is extremely beneficial for a developing child, whether it's for protection, seeing a love bond, or just knowing how you want to treat other people from that kind of perspective, it is very important, and I think it is a issue that really needs to be addressed. And one way of doing this is really focusing on education in lower income areas, no matter whether it's Mexican, Hispanic, and mostly African American. And I say this because I'm not just picking on one thing, but it is the most impacted, so it does need to be addressed. And it would be great if in these areas there was a stronger focus on education from an earlier point so that they can understand there is a difference that could be ahead for them. So thank you.